Welcome to fall, everyone. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today, I'm going to give you a tour of my home. I'd like to share a few items with you. I chose a Moody Luxe cozy feel, very minimal in terms of traditional fall items, just incorporating the deep, rich mahogany, burgundy, plum colors into my current decor. So as you can see here, this is my entryway table, and I have some Resmosa stems that are really on trend from A Floral. You can also get them on Amazon. I got these last year and I use them in almost every room of my house. I added to them a few eucalyptus leaves and maple leaves just for some depth, and it's absolutely beautiful. Here is just my entry chair where you can come in, take your shoes off. I just put a pumpkin on the table. It's a candy dish and my gold pumpkin. So definitely I kept it simple with things that I already had. And like I said, I'm just loving the moodiness, the purples, the deep magentas, all of it. Pan around here. This is my great room, and it is very cool, neutral, modern. My home is traditional, and I love that juxtaposition. And I did not want to interrupt my decor that much, so I added the burgundy in, and as you can see in this room, it's just a coffee table. The decor on the left is my normal decor. The books on the right, normal decor. I added a pumpkin from Target, a flower arrangement with a vase from Home Goods, and a black apple just to dot the season. Apples and pumpkins, really, apple orchards are my favorite because I actually got engaged in an apple orchard years ago. So I just wanted to incorporate the deep plums into my decor, and I didn't want to interrupt or add too much. Years past, it just depends on my mood. I'd add a lot of pumpkins. As you can see on my console table, I only added one pumpkin. I tried to do the trio, but it just didn't look right. I just didn't want the clutter there this year. And I've really been struggling in terms of trying to decide on colors for pillows. My rug actually anchors the room with the silvers and the gold metallic threads on the white. And then, I finally found a few pillows that I really like. I feel like I need to add like a round pillow, a couple round pillows of some color. I'd love to find a deep plum pillow in the right shade, but I just can't find one. I'm going to make my way around the room, but I'm just showing you just how simple it is. You can see I have a gold statue over by the fireplace, and I just put a wreath around it. Very simple. I bought 2 wreaths from Amazon, and they were a little small, but they were beautiful, and I didn't want to hang them on the door because I felt that dark color was a little bit too dark for my doors, but they look beautiful on the existing decor. I just sat them underneath, and I love to decorate a table 360 because our room is set up 360 for conversation. It's a fairly large space, and the kitchen is actually behind it. So when we entertain, even though we have a part of the sectional that is against the TV, it doesn't matter. Nobody's watching TV when we entertain. So this setup works for us. You could see the statue or sculpture that I have. It's a Tahari home sculpture. I think it's called Open Heart or Open Bag, but it's just beautiful because if you line up in the right position across from the fireplace, it actually looks like a flame, and I love it. I just put some coasters there, and that was the punctuation for that table. Very simple. As I cleaned for the end of summer, I just didn't feel like a lot of clutter, and I really honestly had this moody vibe to me with the dark colors and things like that. I love fall. Absolutely beautiful time of the year. So this color choice with the deep burgundies, I love it. You can see the candlesticks there. They actually look like they're burgundy, but they're actually from Crate and Barrel, last year's batch, and they were on the burgundy side, even though they were classified as black. I went back this year, and their batch this year is truly black. So if you're looking for candles, I would say just consider Home Goods. But the candlesticks are from Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel. They were end of season last year, and I had no idea that I would mix them together. But I always say, like many people say, you know, shop your home, go through your things and rearrange. A good start is to clean up and then just add a little bit to it, walk past it a few times and change it up. So yeah, no decor here. This is actually a functional space with some drink tables. I'm going to show you my other end table here. Same setup as the other side. I just took my existing decor and I literally just sat the wreath underneath it, and I kept my coasters there. So you can see the setup of the room. I'll show you the kitchen and the dinette area in just a moment, but very simple. The only thing purchased on this table this year, again, was just the gold or brass base from Home Goods, the pumpkin from Target, and the black apple from Home Goods. So not many purchases this year, just mixing what I have. So as you can see, there's a pumpkin in the corner on the right, a large silver one. I do mix metals, and that comes in great, especially when you want to change your decor. And yes, I do have plastic on my chairs. This is real life. This is my kitchen, 3 meals a day, and we're a family that uses hot sauce and ketchup. My fabric is performance fabric, but I cannot deal with the anxiety of trying to get that out. So on the day-to-day, the plastic is there. When we have company, I take it off. But here is the centerpiece for the kitchen table. I like to do 360 decorating. Let me think. Only one thing is new, and that is, no, 2 things. That's the maple leaf plant in the corner from Target, and I sat it in an existing vase that I had just to give it some height. And as I go around the table, there is a small pumpkin from Target. So the ginger jar from Home Goods from years ago, the white pumpkin, Home Goods from years ago. The napkins are from Amazon from last year when I first got into those afloral stems. And I like that no matter where you sit, you have a nice view and it doesn't obstruct too much. This looks tall, but actually it's low. That base is no more than 9 inches tall. And then I have some leaf plates that are there. So if you wanted to grab yourself a pastry, you could. And again, that small pumpkin from Target. Those are faux pastries, and I will give a shout out to the sellers on Etsy. I have 2 that I use. Amazon has fake pastries, but these, nobody can do them like one of the sellers on Etsy. And many people think that, yeah, that I'm the regular Martha Stewart with chocolate chip cookies and pastries on the table, but I'm not. My kitchen, here's my center island, and I'd say my island is the crown jewel of the kitchen. It's a place for gathering, and I love to do a big centerpiece here. Most times the centerpiece is almost to the same height as the pendant lights, but when I cleaned everything off this year to clean the pendants, I did not want that there. I just wanted something simple. Those are 2 pumpkins from Target and a large ginger jar that is 24 inches tall. So when you add stems, it's pretty tall, from years ago. And then I'm just showing you the homage or nod to fall at the back of the stove there with the pumpkin. And then you could see off to the left my kitchen sink, where again I just dotted with the same stems. Because I've used them in so many places, I didn't want to use them on the island again. That's part of why I wanted to keep it clean. And then in an upcoming video, I will show you what I'm doing in my dining room. So yeah, this is just a simple setup with a vase that came from Target, and just, I think it's only 2 stems that are in there. You could play around with those stems however you want to, and if you wanted to, you know, make them stand up, you could actually gently heat them and mold them into place. But yes, here's my cheese board, 2 years ago, I was looking for it and I found it. And this is the small one from Home Goods. It's actually online now at Marshalls.com. You could find one for $24.99, but I know at the time I didn't pay that much. And here is my coffee bar. I actually have off to the left the large version of that marble cheese tray, but it's laying down and part of it's hidden because the flour was broken off when I purchased it, and because it was broke off I only paid $10 for it. But I've dotted my day-to-day coffee bar that is full service. It's used 365 days a year, whether it's tea or coffee. I tart a little vase from Target, and that was essentially it. Yeah, so I really just kept things clean and simple this year. Here's the view that I was talking about, how that vase, if you're lined up directly with the door, it looks like a flame, and I love it. You see simple nods to fall, essentially just with the colors. We are big Christmas, so I am gearing up for that. But in the interim, from the first day of fall to November 1st, I like fall. So thank you for stopping by. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to end this video with some still shots. Hope you enjoy.